Hello, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, here with my husband, Jason.
Hello, everyone.
We're using a new microphone today, so you could let us know if you can hear us clearly. That would be very helpful. Let us know how the audio sounds. Today we are going to do a sketch. We're actually going to sketch. This is from a photo I took of a door knocker in Italy, and we are going to really have fun playing with the shadows. And I grabbed a couple things I did in the past with kind of bold shadows, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to be going for here. Just those, interesting shadows. I think I did this in a larger format as a tutorial as well. And it's just kind of fun. I was also looking for my granulation medium, but I swear things are just running away and disappearing on me today. I can't find my tea and I can't find my granulation medium. So I don't know. It's just weird. There's weird little goblins in my studio today. So I'm going to set those aside. And oh, good. The audio sounds good. Wonderful. And we shouldn't be interrupted by annoying commercials this time because I turned off the automatic ads. I didn't know I could do that last time. So hopefully that won't happen this week. So you guys get a bonus for watching it live. You get to watch it without the ads. I guess unless I need to go and get a cup of tea, then I could throw an ad in and I can run over there. But I'm going to use these watercolors. They're A Gallo. Vilma from the retreat gave me this set, which is super generous. And I thought, well, that'll be fun. I'm going to do a picture from Italy and I'm going to use Italian watercolors. So we'll see how these are. I also have my Rosa Gallery paints because I have a few colors in this set that are really granulating and are pretty and I think would go well with this project too. So I'll probably set these aside and bring them in as needed, but I'm going to try to stick to the A Gallo, but I'll have those if I need them. And we're going to get sketching. If you guys have questions as we go along, just type the word question in all caps and Jason can ask them to me as we go. That way we won't have to take breaks and you won't have to wait for me to kind of catch up. I'm going to sketch with a water-soluble graphite pencil. This one is a Graphitint by Derwent. It is in cool gray. You can use whatever color you want. Because the shadow is going to take up a good portion of the picture and I don't want it cut off, I'm going to want to be sketching kind of in this format here with the head of the door knocker over here. And these lines will dissolve with water, so I can be kind of loose with my sketch. I'm going to start off with a kind of a shape, kind of like a triangle to incorporate the head. I just want to make sure I leave room for the shadow because the shadow to me is the most exciting part. Line to line up the eyes. Get the nose in there.
There's Michelle.
Oh, Michelle, you were too generous. Thank you. Michelle was another retreat goer. I wonder if she's got home yet. Or if she's still out exploring Europe. I was ready to be home. I had a good time, but I was ready to be home. Getting the shape of the face here. It indents at the eye, and then it comes up at the eyebrow. We got a kind of a angle there. Another little indication of the eyebrow on this side. Put in the eyeballs. The ear is really close to the eye.
Jen and Tess are with you too.
Oh, cool. Hey guys, y'all jet lag, y'all caught up from the jet lag and the time change?
Long time no see.
I know. Yeah, I think we had a really long layover in JFK, so we had like a 13-hour layover. We thought it was 12. Actually, first we thought it was like an hour layover, but we didn't get our AMs and PMs quite straight. And then we realized, okay, it's just an hour, no big deal. Maybe we can make it. It'll be fine. They wouldn't let us book it if it was too close. And then we got looking. It's like, no, we have a 12-hour. Then it's like, oh, the time changed. We have a 13-hour layover. But it wasn't bad. And then when we got home, because we just stayed up, I think it made it pretty easy to kind of acclimate back because, you're just so exhausted by the time you go to bed at night that you kind of wake up and you're back in the groove a bit. And we're going to try to draw this loop fairly symmetrical.
There's Nicole.
Oh my goodness. We have got, the gang's all here. The gang's all here. Tell everyone how much fun it is so I can sell those last couple spots in Greece, will you? And double up this line. I made bruschetta yesterday.
Bruschetta.
Bruschetta. I do not have a knack for the foreign languages, unfortunately. But I do have a knack for bread, so I'm like, I can make that. And now, oh yeah, I've got sourdough rising in the oven. I got to make sure I don't forget about that. But I did not want for bread. We had plenty of bread. Oh, look at that's not symmetrical. I wonder what that is. I wonder if that keeps it from banging. It's like a little hook or something. Okay, so gotta get the other ear. So what I'll do a lot of times, I'll just kind of like I'm measuring the eyes, I'll measure the ears. I'll use things to like help me stay in proportion. It looks like that ear is a little bit lower. Yeah, it does go down. That might look kind of weird. Well, maybe not. I guess I'll put that, I'll draw it like I see it, and it's right over the eyebrow here. I'm seeing it kind of come in here. Mine looks more cute and cartoony, and the other one looks a little bit more fierce. The actual door knocker looks fierce, so hopefully it'll look a little bit more rugged by the time I'm done.
Did you say you took that picture, or was that somebody else's?
I think I took it, but yeah, because this was in Florence, so we hadn't seen everybody when we were in Florence. It was just when you and I were there before the retreat started. Yeah, it's really because we're sharing all these photos on WhatsApp, and I'm kind of afraid. I know I did use one of Tessa's pictures because she took a picture of me when I was painting in the vineyards, and I used that. But yeah, it's really hard to know, like, did I take that picture or did somebody else? Probably if it's a really beautiful picture, I didn't take it, because I definitely struggle with photography.
All right, your first question is about bread.
Okay.
What's the best way to rise bread dough in a cold house without drying it out?
Put it in your oven with a light on. And if you're worried about drying it out, put a pan of boil some water in your kettle and put it in a pan on the bottom rack of your oven.
There.
I think it's because I made him smile a little bit, so I need to get him snarly, a little smilier. Okay. All right. Okay, there's also this catch here, or this thing they knock against, I guess, so you don't damage the door. Get that sketched in there.
What pencil's that again?
This is a Derwent Graphitint. So when I add water to this, the lines will go away. And now I'm going to sketch the shadow. So I'm just kind of, this was a late in the afternoon, I think, because look how long the shadow is. So I want to keep this fairly light because I don't want there to be a hard line at the edge of the shadow. And I also want it to fit on my page, so I might have to scooch it a little bit. But that's one thing that catches my eye when I am taking photos, because I'll take photos for things to use as reference photos, and finding things that have interesting shadows. That's always something that I like to do. And then we got this hole, this kind of like keyhole aspect. And then that thing is casting a little shadow. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty good. So what I want to do now, we've got some pretty colors here, and I'm not familiar with these, so I don't want to pre-wet them and make them too juicy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by wetting the door knocker area. You can see how it kind of tones itself, and it will keep, if you brush gently over it, you will retain your lines, but once you start scrubbing, it will remove the lines. So just kind of keep that in mind. I basically want to wet this, and then I want to add some watercolor to it. I want to keep some of my lines though.
Question, is this the sketchbook you made with Arch's watercolor paper?
Yes, this is the one we made on the trip.
And someone asked, what was your favorite town or city on the trip?
Oh, well, I'd say Florence, except it was really busy. I liked San Gimignano. Gimignano, is that right?
You got it.
All right, San Gimignano. I really liked that. That was such a pretty town. It was so cold that day. But if it had been like warmer, that definitely. Yeah, I like that because it wasn't too busy. But then again, that Castellina, I really like Castellina because it was really pretty. It had all the charm of San Gimignano, but it was not busy at all. It was like, I think, past season a little bit. I'm not used to crowds, so I struggle in crowds, but it was also pretty. I think one of my favorite things was actually just riding in the bus to go between the 3 towns we went to in the Chianti region, because it was just so picturesque. Everywhere you looked, it was like a postcard. It was all countryside, all olive groves and vineyards, and just, I really love that. I love the nature of it and the oldness, like how every building is just so old. It's just so very cool. I didn't buy anything other than a bottle of limoncello and a gift for my sister, and that was it. That's the only thing I purchased. Did you buy anything other than a hat?
I bought a hat. Lost a hat, so I bought a hat. And we got some olives.
Oh, that's right, the olives.
We had olives we just loved so much there that we grabbed some before we came home.
Hopefully they're good. We haven't opened them yet.
Yeah. Would the same effect be achieved with a regular watercolor pencil?
Yes. Yeah, I just chose this because it was very similar to the color I was going for. Let me tip it away from the light and you'll see it's just a very similar color. All right, now let's try these paints. These are kind of bougie. They're quite expensive. The only place I see to order them in the United States is Jackson's, and they do ship worldwide. This one here, I'm wondering what the pigment information is on that, because it looks like it has white. I thought it was like a cobalt teal, but it looks like it might have some white added to it. So I might go to the Rosa for the shadows if these don't granulate very much, because I like to have an interesting granulation in my shadows. I'm going to see what light is causing that glare. I'm going to put something under my sketchbook that's glaring quite a bit.
Did you ever get to find the art store?
No, I never found the art store. I'm kind of salty about that, actually. If I would say that was my regret, my biggest regret in the trip, that I didn't find a single art store. And I was so close. Yeah. I was so close to it. I should have went back out, but I was tired, and yeah.
Cities.
It's not like I need any more art supplies, but I just like to see. But yeah, that would be my regret. Then I probably would have bought something, but I don't know. I'm not like a souvenir person. These are my sketchbook is my souvenir. I think this is going to be good for the light value. I'll try mixing some of the Potter's Pink in that and see if it gives me a interesting granulation. Maybe I should have pre-wet these. I got to try, one of the students, Scotty, had purchased the Sennelier pastel pencils, the new ones, that I ordered back, I don't know, beginning of September, and they've been back ordered. And I found out since that they're made in China, which is, which I don't really love that Sennelier is doing that. And I tried them, and they were quite hard. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to cancel my order, but then a lot of people are excited about a review for them, so I'll probably get them just because people want to review. But I'm going to compare them against some cheap ones that I have to see how they compare, because they're not cheap. They're kind of pricey for what they are, honestly. If they're, there's no pigment information and just not what you'd expect from Sennelier. So I'm kind of a little bummed. I just want to see what that black looked like. I think I might want to go in with a rosa. Oh, what's this color? This color says Rose Madder, but it's very orangey on the swatch. Oh, I've got to edit my Italy videos. It's I haven't even looked at what you took on your phone, but I had like 1,400 photos and like 90 videos. So it's like, oh, that's daunting.
Yeah. Plus, they got combined with, so many of us were sharing them that I don't remember what I took and what other people took. And
no copyright infringement intended. I think everyone signed a waiver if you share photos in the WhatsApp group. Ooh, I became a really good photographer on this trip. All right, I gotta spray that, I think. In the meantime, I'll grab this palette. It's a little bit large. We can keep everything on screen. There we go. I think so. Yeah, I'm getting a little texture in there, so that's good. I still feel like I want more color, so I'm gonna dip into some of my lovely colors here from my Rosa palette. I bought some individual colors on Etsy, and it was in August, so like the tariffs hadn't like totally taken effect. So I don't know what the deal is now. You might want to, if you're going to do that, just kind of keep an eye for from sellers that are shipping within the USA. And I think I will kind of sketch a little bit as I'm going, like if I've gotten a weird edge or I know I need a shadow. Do that wet into wet, and I think it will give me maybe like a worn stone effect. And this is just, I think that's a Prussian blue on the Rosa Gallery. I'm not sure. It definitely looks like a Prussian blue. I can't remember all the colors that I added to that palette. A couple years ago, Amazon had a really good deal on Rosa Gallery paints, and I got that set, the plastic case that was in, plus with 24 colors in it for like $20. And some of the colors I already had from other sets, so I left those wrapped up and put them in storage and added some new colors that I picked up on Etsy. But they're a really good bang for your buck if you're looking for an affordable watercolor. They're made in Ukraine, and they are really nice quality. I'm liking this more now that it's kind of softening out with the wet washes. I feel like it looks a lot more a lot less cartoony. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. Darken up this area here. You can see it's really dark. I might use colored pencil actually to do some little highlights at the end. This needs to come out a little bit more. The little pivot thing that the knocker is hanging from. I'll put on details after things dry. No point really do that at this stage, but I just want to get the mass shadows and tones in at this point. I'm going to get a background there if I don't soak that up. So whenever I have a big puddle, I just take a paper towel, but instead of blotting it with a paper towel directly, because that will probably leave a mark, I just dry off my brush and set it in the puddle and just kind of let it drink up all that extra moisture. And that prevents you from getting cauliflowers. That looks really bright on screen. I don't think it's quite that bright in real life. That blue looks really bright blue. All right, so I want to make sure that I can see the this area here that's the knocker that's separate from the plate. I'm just trying to put in a little bit of detail. I actually think this color is called something turquoise. I don't think it's Prussian blue. Oh, I totally messed up that shape. Let's see if we can bring it back. It's always a way to fix things, so don't freak out or worry while you're painting. I'm going to dry this. Generally, if I want to get a granulating effect, I won't dry it, but there's not a lot of granulation in the stone. It's more in the shadow that I like to get the granulating effect. What was your favorite city to visit, hun, in Italy?
I guess Florence, just because it was, that's where we arrived, and it was pretty surreal seeing all the historic stuff we saw, and it was all great. And then I was ready to get out of the big city.
Yeah.
A couple days is enough.
Yep. It was when we arrived, it was drizzly, so I think that kept the crowds at bay.
Yeah.
Too. And then the next day it was beautiful, sunny, 70 degrees, and it was packed everywhere. I was worried I was going to twist an ankle or something because all the sidewalks are so small and nothing is even. So I was really worried about that. I didn't want to injure myself before the retreat started. All right, so now I'm going to work on the shadow, and my goal is to just really get the area wet and then drop in the paint and then just let it be. And then I'll come here and work on the details on the face once while that dries, because I don't want to use the heat tool for this because I want to encourage it to granulate. The brush I'm using is a number 8 round. It's one of my signature brushes with craft ammo, but any number 8 to number 10 round would be fine. You could even go down to a 6 if you're more comfortable with that. And this is a golden taklon brush, which means it's kind of snappy. It's easy to make the watercolor pencil dissolve because you can just kind of row against it. Whereas like a softer faux squirrel brush or squirrel brush, it's not firm enough to really make the watercolor pencils dissolve much. So that's why I'm using that versus a juicier one.
Jen's asking, what was your favorite wine? The white, the red, the rosé?
Honestly, I would say that I like the white better. And usually I prefer red wine, but I thought that red was pretty rugged.
It was strong.
It was kind of rubbery. Some red wines almost have like a bit of a rubbery aftertaste to it.
I like the white better too myself, but I'm not much of a wine drinker. But when in Italy?
Yeah, when in Italy. Yeah, I know. It's like my poor liver. I was just like, I need to have a break. I need to take a break from pasta and wine and bread, although I did make some bread. But you're not going to drench things in olive oil. You're like for yourself. You know, you can, when you see it come, when you're putting it on, you're like, ooh, you know, that's a lot. But if somebody else is making it for you, like, let the good times roll. And speaking of, we had an Air France flight back, and that's an experience flying Air France, because they are like, the party doesn't stop. You know, I'm sitting there and they're bringing around dinner and like, oh, what do you want with your meal? Do you want some champagne? And I'm like, really? He's like, oh yeah, why not? Have some champagne. Let the vacation extend. I'm like, Air France, I like how you think. And it was free. They didn't charge you extra. So I'm like, man, Delta could learn a thing or two. Oh, and then they came by with like brandy. Brandy? You want a little brandy? Why not? Have some brandy. It's like, oh my word, you just want everybody compliant and, you know, probably asleep on their flight.
That was it. What was your favorite meal in Italy?
Oh, ooh, that's a good one. I think the vegan eggplant parmesan they did.
Mm.
That was I love that. That would have been really good with some pasta too. But it was like served in like a little ramekin, and it was very soft, and it had like a vegan cheese on it and lots of tomato sauce. That would have been really good on pasta. I really like that. How about you, hon?
Oh, it was so good. It was all so good. Let me see. We had pizza in Florence, which
That was good. Yeah.
and we're sitting there looking at the statue of David replica. That was surreal.
That was so cool.
And the pizza just tasted so extra special. I'm not sure if it was the pizza or just where we were. But we had, such good pasta and bread and olive oil. We had a caprese. They just called it caprese one day, and it was a bunch of sliced tomatoes and this mozzarella and olive oil and basil, and it was just nothing I would want to get here. But it was so good there. And beef, I had beef several times. It was excellent there.
What was the best beef, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. They were also good.
Yeah. Well, I had really great, the vegan stuff was really, actually, it was very easy to eat vegan in Florence. I was surprised that we went to a restaurant the night before we met up with the group, and it was on the roof of the place where we stayed, and they had two different vegan options, and then they were out of the vegan dessert. And it's like, nobody wants to see you go hungry in Italy. I don't know what the hell they did. Like, but wait a minute, we'll find you. You know, they whipped up a vegan dessert, like a chocolate cake. There was a vegan cafe like right down the street, so maybe they popped in there and just bought a slice. I have no idea, but it was good. But it was very easy. It was very easy to find vegan options.
We had it wasn't vegan, but it was a vegetarian lasagna that I thought was great too. And the eggplant parm that the rest of us had. That? Yes, I really did, and I don't like eggplant, so you
don't like eggplant. You
what's
don't like
going
tomatoes?
on?
It's the vacation effect.
I guess so. It was delicious.
I'm using some of the Rosa Gallery granulating colors. They've come out with some special effects, and they're kind of hard to find, these colors, but on Etsy, there's several sellers that are from Ukraine and Poland that sell them. So if you have been looking for any of them, they're $1.99 for a full. I bought some 10 ml tubes of a few different colors that I really liked. Like when you talk about eggplant, I hate the color chrome oxide green, except for Rosa Galleries. Theirs is so pretty and granulates so nice that I ordered a tube of that. Sometimes you just got to find the right formulation, the right recipe. And make sure I have plenty of water in the shadow if I want to get the granulating effects, but I don't want it to puddle.
Oh yeah, ravioli. People still talking food.
Oh, did you guys have ravioli?
Yeah, one day at lunch there was ravioli, and I think it had ricotta in it, and a bunch of sage, I think it was, and it was kind of swimming in butter, and that was pretty great.
What was the plant that was growing everywhere? The fragrant herb?
Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Just they had like hedges of rosemary. There's so much.
Yeah, that smelled good.
Yeah.
I think I want a little red in that shadow too, but look at how beautifully it granulates. I'm going to bring it up to the camera. Hopefully the camera can focus on it. It's got a really pretty texture. I did use the black from the A Gallo set, and then I used a couple of the, I'll show you the swatches in the Rosa Gallery. I use this kind of greenish black color there. And I think that's all I used for the Rosa color. I think I used just those two colors, but I think I want to get in a little red. I think I'm going to use this one right here. It's called Carbon Red, I believe. It's one of their new 2025 colors from Rosa. This isn't sponsored by anybody. Let's see, that's this one. Usually don't have warm colors in the shadow, but I feel like it just needs something. I think that red will mellow out as it dries. I need a little clip, I think. The paper wants to go crazy on me because I've got really wet patches and it makes the paper want to buckle. And then I've got to continue the shadow over here. So I'm just going to wet it first, and then I'm not going to wet it too much, but I want to help the paint flow and dissolve my little lines. Okay, just a little bit of that.
There's a lot more talk about food than there is art in this chat, I'll tell you.
Well, we are entering the food season. And there's quite a strong shadow on the face from the side of the knocker there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, at least try to anyway. But I'm not pre-wetting it. A little bit of that black from the A Gallo palette. I'll switch to a smaller brush when I start to detail the face. And bring some of that black into that shadow as well. I'm going to put a touch of red in that shadow just because it's in the other area and I don't want it to be discordant. All right, you can see the beautiful granulating effects we're getting. Let me get it out of the glare here. Hopefully that shows up on the camera. I'll take photos of these and post them on Instagram as well and on the community post on YouTube, so you'll be able to see that. I do want to have this kind of flat now while the paint's drying. Now I think what I might be able to do for details on the face is actually just use a little brush and maybe even dip into some of the puddles here. I'm looking at the details here and just kind of dragging some of the details, some of the paint around for the details.
Did we get to the Uffizi Gallery? I remember that name, but I honestly don't remember what it was.
I don't think so. Was that in Florence?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we did.
I remember hearing that name, but I don't know if it's anything we got to.
We had a very whirlwind trip, very whirlwind.
Yeah, we didn't do anything you need tickets for.
Yeah. Or anything that had a lot of people around it.
Yeah.
You can use a scrubber brush. This is a brush that's got golden tackle bristles, but they're really short and they're in a filbert shape, and it's great for lifting out highlights. You can kind of push the paint over to the edge or something and like lift a highlight and then kind of define it that way too. Sometimes you need to kind of resculpt and reshape areas, and I find the scrubber is really handy for that. Just be careful if you're getting really close to some wet paint, because it will leach the paint up into any damp area. So I'm just being careful not to get into the shadow as I do that, into the wet shadow. You can also round this out while I'm at it.
Can you talk about the red in the shadow? I think I missed a question somewhere.
Sure. That's personal, like artistic license. I thought it would look good. Honestly, that's pretty much all there is. There's a lot of warm light in Italy, and so I figured if I threw some red in the shadow, I'd kind of warm it up and give it a little bit of that warm feeling. But that's why I did that. Gonna mix up some dark for the shadows on the face. I'm gonna use any color that I've used so far. That turquoisey blue color, I'm gonna use some of that red. I've got some of the black in there. And trying to hold it so I don't have a lot of glare and you don't have a lot of glare. I just got to make sure that the face is slightly turned, because it's really easy for it to get kind of out of proportion and start being more front on. Oh, I just, when I came back from Italy, the color cubes, the new volumes of the color cubes were waiting on they were waiting on the table because my son brought them in. He was watching those for us while we were gone, but they're really nice. I just filmed a video on them today before we did the live stream. So that's going to come up next Monday if anybody was interested in the new color cubes, how they differ from the old color cubes. And I also have some ideas on how you might want to adapt your old color cubes to be more similar to the new ones if you're not, looking to upgrade. I know this chat was talking about them when they were first announced, so I thought I will take a look at those and report. I lost a lot of my lines here, so I'm just kind of very, very gingerly kind of sketching back in here.
Do you find you actually use the cube cards as an experienced painter?
I don't use them as much as I as well. When I used them, the thing I used them the most for was for my 30 days to better painting class, because I use them for the reference images, or if I'm kind of feeling not very inspired and I need an idea, or I'm, making a card and I need a color palette, I might grab those, just grab one at random to see. But the way that she's redesigned them, she's got them all in categories and they're all tabbed. And so you can pull out like the category you want, say it's like clouds or whatever. Then you can see a little thumbnail of all the pictures in that category. And I think that would be a lot more useful, because like, say I need a picture of a robin or something, I'll go to my artist photo reference books, or I'll go to my folders where I keep reference photos, and I'll tend to pick from that, or I'll go online to Unsplash or something. But because they're cataloged, they're separated by category, whereas the color cubes weren't originally. But now that they are, I think I'll be using them a lot more. And I wish I'd thought of that, because we could have made indexes for our things, and it didn't occur to me, which is weird, because that's how I keep my reference photos organized. But they were really great for that, for doing that class, or for just like finding a quick reference photo.
Question about sightseeing. Do we do it as a group, or everybody go their separate ways?
Everyone mostly went their separate ways once we were in a location.
Break off in splinter off in little groups, or
yep.
Some people wander off on their own, and we'd have a time to and a place to meet back again. And someone says, I've been loving the fall line and wash class. I do have hand-painted holiday. Would you consider next year in the fall releasing a holiday-themed line and wash class?
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm actually going to add to, well, I'm planning to add to my hand-painted holiday with a couple Christmas or winter line and wash cards, because that was so popular. So yeah, maybe I'll consider doing a whole winter one next year. But if you're already in hand-painted holiday, you will find that update coming up soon, and then there's no extra charge for that. It comes because you're a member of hand-painted holiday. It's a Christmas gift to you, or a holiday gift. It's nice to see that color. The hand paint, the line and wash classes have had really good completion rates, which has been nice to see. Like people doing all of them and doing them like not in a quick way, but doing them like right after they buy the class, which is really kind of cool to see.
How do you choose what watercolor set to use for a painting?
Oh, that's a good question. I was actually thinking about using Masha's watercolors for this, because I use them in those other two examples. They granulate really well. But it may be, I might choose something because it's new and I'm getting ready to review it, so I need some more experience with it. Or I might choose it because it has the colors that I want, or it's got special effects, special textures. Or I just haven't used it in a while and I feel I miss it, and I want to use it. All kinds of reasons.
Or you get a present.
Or I get a present, yeah. And it looks a little dopey. I'll fix that. I'm going lighter as we get onto this side of the face because there's more light. I'm using a smaller brush so I don't do anything too crazy at this stage. I just want to add in the details that I need.
Did you taste any gelato? Did you go to a leather shop?
There were leather shops as far as the eye could see. I had a vegan gelato.
Yep. Yeah, especially in Florence, there was gelato and pizza and leather and jewelry, and you could smell the leather walking by on the street. Just smell it out on the sidewalk.
It kind of felt a little tourist trappy because it'd be like the same bags and the same pottery and the same everything in every store. So that was kind of, I don't know, it didn't feel very authentic.
Yeah, we were in the most touristy part, probably.
Yes, absolutely. Although I did find this 5 or 6 generation bookbinding shop, and that was really cool. The guy showed me his workshop. They were actually the 5th generation person was working in his workshop in the back, and the 6th generation person was tending the store. So that was really cool. I did buy something there that was for a gift for my sister, but that was the only thing. That was the only thing I bought. And I bought it mainly because the guy gave me a tour of his workshop, and I'm like, well, he didn't have to do that. Took time out of his work. I'm not much of a shopper, unless it's art supplies. So it's probably just as well I didn't find that art supplies shop. Although I do regret not seeking it out. It's hard when you're. I didn't realize you could download Google Maps and for an area, and I didn't have any data once I left the hotel and was off the Wi-Fi, so I was kind of blind out there. I'm just kind of trying to find the edges and get the details in the edges. I'm going to soften some of them with a bigger brush as I go and hopefully get rid of the Durfee look that he's got. Thinking maybe the water soluble pencil was not the best idea because oh my god, my lines washed away.
Question about gelato. Chevy Gelato in San Gimignano, the best gelato shop in Tuscany's there. That's what they told us.
That line was very people-y.
Yeah, there was on the way out, on the way back, we were going to walk right by it because our host pointed it out to us. He said, "This one over here says they're the world's best gelato, but this one over here really is." And everybody seemed to agree because that one had a line. I didn't need gelato that bad, so I didn't get any that day, but we had a couple other places.
Yeah, I'm kind of mistrustful when people say it's the best. Not that I'd be eating gelato anyway, but
I don't need the best. I don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah.
Oh, could anyone manage the retreat if they used a walker?
I think that one would have been really challenging because although they did send a golf cart up and down for anybody that needed it, the way it was set up was the villas where we stayed was down at the bottom of a hill from where like the art studio was and the food was and stuff. So I think that would be tough. And then when you're in the excursions, I think it would be tough. That's something I thought about a lot when we were going to the different trips, because everything is so uneven and like the sidewalks are so small.
Yeah.
I don't know how people with disabilities get around these old European cities. I was thinking about that a lot. So I think if you were looking at an up-trek retreat, I would recommend if you have mobility issues, there's the location that we went to in France was really good because everything is so centrally located. There were some trips into some cities, but I feel like those were like Elbe I feel like that was a lot more handicap accessible, wouldn't you think?
I'm trying to remember.
Because there's in the Toulouse Museum, I don't think there was an elevator, but it was all on one level, I think, for the most part. You could go up to the upper levels, but I think almost everything was on one level. But the Italy one, that's a hike up that hill as many times as you need to go up it. I know there were times like I brought everything up because I mean, I was like, oh, I don't want to go up that hill again. That's the one thing I was thinking about because I always, you go someplace and you think, okay, do we do it better? Does America do it better, or does Europe do it better? And there's definitely some things where I think, okay, Europe does it better, but there are other things where I think, yeah, America does it better. And I think in the handicap accessible realm, America does it better, and probably because there's laws and just it's more it's new and all the buildings are new and stuff. So
Our cities aren't 1,000 years old.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that would be difficult with a walker.
Yeah, France, that would have been a lot easier because things were very close and much flatter.
Mm-hmm.
But most of us got our cardio in last week walking up that hill.
Yep, for sure. It's tough to undo the effects of all the food. They don't want you to go hungry, that's for sure. And I'm gonna have it like if I'm at a restaurant or on vacation or something and there's vegetarian food, I tend to clean my plate because it's like, well, that might be the only vegetarian thing I find today. But no, there was plenty.
What brand and size is the little blue brush?
That is a Robert Simmons Expression liner, E51. I'm not sure if it's still a current product or not.
I don't know if you can answer this off the top of your head, but I bought the line and wash class, and when I shut the iPad off, it was gone. How do I find it again?
If you're logged into your class, it should be right there. That's what I would recommend. If you're just make sure you're signed in, you should see it right in your library of classes. If you have any problems, then you can email me. And the email's in the video description, or if you click the contact page on my Teachable School, it'll send me an email, just the same as if you email me, and I'll reply. I check my email several times a day. But it probably logged you out or something.
Do you know if there's going to be a lot of walking in Greece?
I'm not sure. It's at the Donkey Bay Resort is where the retreat's going to be, and it is like a beachside resort, but it is kind of on a hill. I will reach out to my contact at Uptrek if you want to email me, or if you want to email them. If you look on the emails, right, you can contact them right from the listing. They're pretty responsive. They have a different time zone than we do in America, so if you're contacting them at a normal time in America, it might be the middle of the night for them, but they'll get right back to you, and they will let you know. They won't steer anybody wrong. They don't want people to come and not be able to participate. I'm softening that a little bit. All right, I'm gonna give that a dry and then see what I need to do. I don't think it looks quite as dorky, but give my eyes a little break. Oh, I love the texture in the shadow there. don't know. Oh, go ahead.
How do you choose the medium for each painting, like watercolor pencils, markers, etc.?
Oh, well, if it's something that I'm going to need to do a lot of layering with, like a landscape or something, well, I do watercolor landscapes. It depends. If there's a lot of things I have to add on top of other things that I'd want to add opaque layers, then I would choose a medium that's more opaque, like gouache or oils or acrylic or something like that. But if it's something that doesn't require a lot of layering, of something that I think is a little bit more like whimsical, I usually will go with watercolor or mixed media, especially for a live stream, because watercolor is generally faster. You don't have to deal with too much dry time. And it's also what I feel like painting with, because you can paint anything with any medium, and it's probably better to choose a medium that you're most comfortable with, or that you like the most, or you're inspired by, versus choosing something just because you think it's the right medium to use for a subject. There's no right or wrong. Do whatever speaks to you.
What's the brand and size of that scrubber brush again?
A Royal and Langnickel Nocturne. They also have it in the Menta and Zen line. It's the soft scrubber, and it is a 4, size 4. Make sure you get a soft scrubber, not a stiff scrubber, because a stiff scrubber will damage your watercolor paper.
Asking if you can scooch over to the right so they can see the photo a little better.
Yep. There we go. Could you pass me my reading glasses? I got to switch from the progressives.
You want fingerprints on them or no?
Please no. Thank you. This is just a mix of that that turquoise color, the minty color, and the black from A Gallo. I think I'll do a little bit more of that minty color, and so I have a shadow that's not quite so dark. And then I can do some of the textures that are in the cheeks.
Will you do a retreat in Maine?
I would love to. That's definitely something we're looking at organizing.
For those that could accommodate those with mobility issues. Yeah, would definitely be a big consideration.
Yeah.
We don't have any 1,000-year-old cities here either, so that shouldn't be a problem.
We do have rugged coastlines, though, that are fun to paint and can be difficult to get to. But there's also lots of areas that you can access. You need to darken the back part of the little door knocker there. This shape is weird. It might stay weird, though, because I don't know if I can alter it at this stage of the game.
Is it Durfee?
It's Durfee.
Do you have an affiliate link for the new color cubes? I want to purchase them. I'd rather give you the credit for it.
Yeah, if you go to my review of the old color cubes, that affiliate link will take you there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just go to my review of the color cubes. That'll take you to the website, and then you can click around and get to the new ones. I think the old ones are sold out or discontinued. I didn't see them there for purchase. Yeah, the organization, I think, is really the key to that. But that doesn't mean that you can't organize them too if you have the old ones.
Which watercolor are these again?
The big palette is Rosa, but they don't come in the set. Some are from the set, but some are open stock. And then the other ones in the tin are A Gallo, which is an Italian brand of handmade watercolors, which I don't have too much of an opinion on yet because I've only used a couple of colors in the set. Okay, I'm going to go back to one of the bigger brushes, though, and darken this area in there.
Oh boy. Here's something I don't know how to pronounce. Have you tried the Zipper Italian Mayberry Blue watercolor paints? Am I saying that
have
right?
used the My Mary Blue paints, yes.
Mayberry.
Yeah, I like them quite a bit. I've used them since they first came out, or at least when they first came out to the American market back in the late 90s. Back when they used to do multi-pigment mixes. Now they're down. Now they do only single pigment mixes. They re-wet really well. I bought a tube of Potter's Pink of their new formulation, and it re-wets really well from dry on my palette, which is excellent. And it's a beautiful, strong Potter's Pink. It's not as anemic as a lot of other brands. Yeah, I think they're a great paint.
She said, I don't know where Zipper came from when I typed that.
Oh, let me tell you, I know all the typos because I'm always getting them. So I speak typo. All right. I'm debating whether or not I want to do a little highlight on this. I think it's got some pretty good dimension as it is. You guys can let me know in the chat if you would like me to do some white highlights with like a white Derwent drawing pencil while I give this a dry. And then that's probably pretty much going to wrap it up. I think it's cute. I'm glad I did this. I think this is kind of fun. Maybe I can fix how dirty that looks. Well, I can get a pencil in there. I can distract the eye. How many people do we have watching?
160.
Oh, nice.
Someone suggesting a light wash for the background.
I don't think I want to do that. I think it will smear where I didn't have it under the shadow. I think that it would. I think it would look weird. If I had dropped my paintbrush, I would have. But since it's crisp, I think I'm going to leave it crisp. Any opinions on the?
I didn't see anything about
adding white.
The white to it. The white.
Yeah, I don't think I really need it. I think I've got a pretty good. It's got a pretty good. It's pretty good range. Maybe I could do some ink. I could do like a black ink for the darker shadows, and I could go in with a white highlight. But that might be too much.
Here's a question. I saw a light fixture on a wall with shadow photo from your trip.
Yeah, this one right here. I was thinking about, I was debating whether I wanted to do both of them or one of them, where the shadows kind of dainty and spread out. I decided to do this one instead because it's got a lot more going on in a centralized area. I might do it as a tutorial. People can let me know what they think in the comments below the video, and I will take it into advisement.
Have you ordered anything from Jackson's Art yet? And if so, did you have any issues?
I've never ordered from Jackson's Art. I tried a few years, well, gosh, it's probably like 10 years ago, because they had a brand of paper that I couldn't get here. And I think it's because for some reason the order wouldn't go through. And I think it's because I was trying to order large sheets of paper, and I don't think they send large sheets like 22 by 30 inch paper across the ocean. But now they actually have a warehouse in the USA, and it's in Fairfield, Maine. So I probably would have better luck now. But I haven't. I do most of my ordering at Blick, honestly, but they don't carry the Gallo as far as I know. I didn't see it when I looked. But a lot of people do order from Jackson's and haven't had issues, so I think it's a pretty safe bet. All right, I'm going to use some white. I got to sharpen this though. I probably sharpened that drawing pencil a little too sharp. It's probably going to break, but I kind of like it because a colored pencil will give me texture over a gel pen. And this is kind of like an old stony, weathered thing. Just going to use it places where I feel like it needs a little more definition. And just let the texture of the paper catch the lead, so I get a little bit of that roughness. And I lost a little. There's like a little bead in his beard hair. I'm gonna bring that back. Once you put the pencil in, if you try to go back in and put watercolor, it's not going to stick right where you put the pencil. So you do have to be kind of sure that you don't want to put watercolor in those areas again. I feel like the ear got a little bit too pushed. A little too pushed over or something. It looks a little weird, but we also have light kind of that's bouncing from the surface of the door back onto the hanger, and it gives you this bounced highlight in here and on the raised areas on the side. So that's kind of nice to show.
What type is that white pencil?
It's a Derwent drawing pencil. Chinese white. It's a wonderful, opaque, soft pencil.
And what paper is that again?
Arches. It's Arches. It's a sketchbook we made during the trip. I'm just gonna see if I can soften that right out. It's funny when I'm going back in and doing these details at the end, I see all the areas where I'm like, oh, that wasn't quite drawn correctly. It's very light up here. All right. I think that does it. Excuse me. Goodness, I think that does it. I'm just gonna. Do we have any other questions that have popped in?
No. People would like to see that lamp tutorial. Thank you.
Oh yeah, they would. Okay. Okay. Well, I will have to record one and put it in. I would offer to do it right now, but I'm not going to press my luck with my voice after a week of teaching in person. But I want to thank everyone for joining this. Oh yes, please give this video a thumbs up before you go. That helps people find the video. And if you have any questions after the stream, just go ahead and let me know in the comments below. The seller I bought the Rosa Gallery paints from was called Art for Ukraine, and it's like the number 4. I'll try to put a link in there for that, or add a little shopping tab under there. Oh,
do you have a tutorial on making a sketchbook?
Yes, I do. If you just go to my channel and search Coptic Sketchbook, it'll pop right up. That's the exact same exact way I made that. So, and I will do a video showing the artwork that I made in Italy. I also have some on my Instagram page if you want to check that out, along with a bunch of photos from the Tuscany region. If you want to go check that out, it's up on Instagram right now. My username is Lindsay Weirich on Instagram. And yeah, that wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up before you go. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.